aside on YouTube or listening on your favorite podcast provider, you are most definitely my people. Welcome to another episode of Botched, Pots, and Chair Shots. I'm your host, a chef by trade, no mark by choice. I am the Will Gray, and joining me tonight, we've got a plethora of people tonight. Joining me first is the shaman of ShElite, the sultan of Step On Me. She is the host of ShElite Showcase, Inside the Mind of Storytime with Katie Kinsey, baby. She is the co-host of the #1 horror and wrestling podcast on the hub, Smacking It Raw and Getting Off. She does fucking way more podcasts than I do, and I work every day. She is Katie Wrestling 13. Katie Kinsey, how are you?
Exhausted.
You're the hardest working woman in show business this week.
7 shows in 6 days, folks.
That's crazy. Joining us also on the top right of your screen is he is the host of CagemyIQ. He is my personal go-to guy for all things UFC and New Japan Pro Wrestling. He's one of the boys from the Bloodline Entertainment Network. He's Dan Bakley. Dan, how are you, brother?
Not much. Just tired as shit, but gotta go on.
Living your best life? Or at least trying to?
Tonight I am.
Trying. And making, I guess, his official Botch Bots and Share Shots debut. He is the host of the Get Yo podcast, one of the Marks with Mics. He is one of the core 4 on Getting Off, but he's my favorite Filipino poppy. He's Juss. Daddy Juss, how are you?
Yo, we here? Shout out to my Puerto Rico, scissor me ass daddy Will, Papa Will. We here, we live.
We're live. We're up in this shit.
Could you imagine if we also had Matt and Vince on here too?
This would be.
Oh my god.
Just emotionally.
Allison, we wouldn't even need to be here.
No.
And perched upon her iron throne, she's not supposed to be here today.
No.
She's like that guy from Clerks. She's not supposed to be here today. But she is the Beyonce to my Hova, the Bonnie to my Clyde. She is the brains behind the operation, the boss bitch, Miss Allison. Al, you're not supposed to be here today.
I know. Things happen, plans changed, so I'm here, which is good because it's storming its ass off outside.
All right, well, here we go. I always start the same way every time. I'm going to ask you guys, what has you pissed off for greatness this week in pro wrestling? What has you the most worked up? Good, bad, indifferent, somebody's gear, a match, a pay-per-view, anything. What has you pissed off for greatness? Katie, you can go first?
Oh my god. I'm not even pissed off, I just really need to rave about it. Guys, Rhea Ripley's gear? Shit. Come on
So
now.
good.
Yeah.
That's what I'm talking
So
about.
good.
That's
Now-
what I'm talking about.
Now, instead of Dom on the cheeks, it should have just been my initials, but I'll allow it.
Katie Kinsey.
Yeah, KK, exactly. But like, nah, she looks so. She keeps being like, I don't look good in white. She has said that a few times through other people, and like, bitch, wear. You're gorgeous. Stop it. Wear white more.
I think the IWC, especially Twitter, collectively shit themselves when she debuted that gear last night. Because I know at least 3 of the 5 people in the room right now all tweeted about how good it was. Because I did, Al did, and Katie did. So I knew 3 of the 5 did. But we were all like, damn, mommy.
Damn.
I do also appreciate that Damien also wore white gear.
Yes.
Yeah,
I
like
think they all had
Yeah.
white on.
Yeah.
Because Dominic had white too.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, well, he don't count.
I think Finn had
he
black,
does.
but
He
yeah.
counts. He's the best. He's the best person on Judgment Day.
It's because
excuse you?
Finn thinks he's better than everybody.
Finn's the
Yeah.
leader
Yeah,
of
I guess you
Judgment
haven't
Day.
listened to Get You in a while.
No, I know you can think Dom is the best, but like, we know who the real best is. Just 3M.
Justin, you guys got anything for me? Why is you pissed off for greatness?
Go ahead, Bakley.
I would like to say probably known New Japan. One thing that I was really happy with is the fact that they don't usually start putting over young talent like they are the past couple weeks. They are kind of stuck on their core 3 or 4. You got like Okada, Naito, Tanahashi, and whatnot. But it seems like now they're trying to put people over. You got Shota Umino, who is Moxley's young boy. They're bringing Moxley over to kind of put him even more over. He's supposed to be like the good guy version of Moxley. And they put him in a big program with Okada. So that's big. They moved Okada down to the mid-card finally. And then they just brought back Yota Tsuji, making his debut back in New Japan from Excursion, and right away put him in the world title picture against another guy that I'm glad that he's getting the shine, Sonata. Finally getting world title reign that he's been like the bridesmaid for the last 3 years on 4 different occasions. So I'm very happy that they're starting to bring in new talent, pushing people, not just going with the same old guys. And it should be great for the product and at the right time with the Forbidden Door right around the corner.
I think AEW and New Japan and Impact just need to stop beating around the bush, and the 3 of them need to do a super show. Because Impact and New Japan have a working relationship. Yeah. AEW and New Japan have a working relationship. And AEW and Impact did for a long time, the first 2 years of their existence. So it's not out of the question. But think about this, the butts in seats they could get. There would be an ass every 12 inches, 0 questions asked, if the 3 of them did a show together.
Well, I mean, last time AEW and Impact worked together, Impact kind of got the shit end of the stick.
Yeah.
But this is an Impact 3 years ago coming out of the pandemic. Impact now is finally really started to show out some.
And,
well, that's true.
Yeah, and they're doing they're getting ready to do a big Ring of Honor and New Japan one, where they're gonna. It seems like they're gonna be doing a thing with Zack Sabre Jr. and Samoa Joe. So that's something I'm looking forward to.
A Samoan named Joe.
Samoan named Joe. Al, you got anything for me? What has you pissed off for goodness?
I guess the only thing that's mildly irritating to me this week, and I'm not going to dive too deep into it because we're going to discuss it, but I think that while Backlash was good, the whole card was super predictable. As far as, the winners. No title belts changed hands. There wasn't really a lot of surprises. In my opinion.
Fair.
I think if there's one that you might say maybe was a surprise, it was the Usos and their brother winning, possibly, because a lot of people thought that they were going to lose and kind of do, the breakup then. But I'm kind of happy that they didn't, and they're kind of prolonging it a little bit more and wait until Roman comes back to do it.
No, the Curse of Riddle's real. Sammy and KO were losing.
Oh, yeah.
Very, very real.
In order to further this crazy Solo Sikoa situation that's happening, I think them winning but Solo having to take charge is probably the right move.
I love Solo Sikoa.
Yeah.
Big Solo guy.
Big Solo guy.
Yeah.
Jess, you got anything for me?
I love his towel.
I love his towel.
He needs a new towel. It's real ratty.
I want to smell the towel.
Justin, ew.
But yeah, I agree. Nothing really has me pissed off for greatness, but I agree with Katie. Yeah, Rhea Ripley wearing white is the best thing ever. And yeah, she is the best member of Judgment Day. I'm just playing around. But yeah, kind of like what Bakley's saying, having Sonata have a big opportunity to show that he's really ready to carry that title. The Tamataga David Finlay thing, maybe Tamataga can move up and challenge for the IWGP title as well too. That's dope. Everything that's going on in wrestling, I can't really be pissed off. There's just a lot of good things happening. So
all good things.
Yeah.
Merch is expensive, but what can you do?
Merch is super expensive all the time.
Yeah. Yes.
Speaking of expensive merch, I'll use that as a segue to say, hey, check out Angry Lemonade on Twitter. That's the official sponsor of Botched Bots and Chair Shots. They're going to carry all of our merch at our merch shop. Angry Lemonade at Botched Bots and Chair Shots. So check that out. It's rolling this week.
Okay.
Good point. But Al, I'm going to hand it to you. It's time for news and rumors.
Cool. Are you going to do the thingy thing? So
yeah, I'm ready whenever you are. Go.
Okay, I'm ready if you want to bring up my first, the picture.
Okay, go.
Okay. Well, can they see? I don't.
Just talk, please.
Oh, okay. So, on the subject of Backlash, the thing I think that's been the most discussed on Twitter is Bailey's pants. Have y'all seen these pants?
Yes.
Like, there's not a whole lot of pant there.
She knows what she's doing.
Oh yeah, she do.
She does. So, I just thought that was interestingly the most talked about thing from Backlash. Is it's not the matches, it's Bailey's pants.
I think that the gear is just as an important part of the story, and this is quite the story she's telling there.
This is the closest we're getting to Bailey in shorts, and people will have to deal with it.
It's great. It's
I'm
great.
here for it.
I mean, she moved the wrong way. We were going to see some crack, but no, it was pretty funny. So that's just funny. Next we have the competitors for the New World Title Tournament have been released. From Raw, we have The Miz, Shinsuke Nakamura, Finn Balor, Cody Rhodes, Seth Rollins, and Damian Priest. And then from SmackDown, which doesn't make any sense that there's even whatever, Bobby Lashley, Edge, AJ Styles, Rey Mysterio, Austin Theory, and Sheamus.
Interesting.
So they're going to do 2 on Raw. There'll be 2 triple threat matches on each brand, and then the winner of each triple threat will go against each other, and then at the end, the winner from SmackDown will go against the winner of Raw at Night of Champions.
Yeah.
So
Which, like, the fact that SmackDown's even involved in this is stupid.
Yeah. And I guess whoever loses will be traded to, like, for example, like, if the person from SmackDown wins, like, the Raw person will be traded to SmackDown.
I guess, yeah, like, I guess they'll have to be.
From the finals?
Yeah.
Oh.
The draft, it hasn't even gone into effect yet.
Yeah.
WWE has already gone against it, and the brand split multiple times. What a waste. Justin, that was my biggest takeaway, too. I said that brand splits don't matter, and the draft meant nothing, because before the official rosters even took place, Triple H, 1, instituted free agents, and 2, made a tournament where it's going to be cross-branded for the new winner of a title, after he told us the week before that whoever didn't draft Roman would be able to crown a new champion on their brand. So I was like, okay, none of this really made sense, but it's 2023.
Yeah.
I thought it would have been cool if they would have, like, anybody that didn't get drafted, that wasn't like a big name, they would have sent down to NXT. That would have been cool. And he would have just sent them down, and then with so many call-ups that they had, did they have like 12 call-ups or something like that? And they have to replenish it a little bit. So instead of having to have so many new faces, they could have sent a couple people down to replace a couple of those spots.
Yeah. I don't know. It's all very interesting.
Stupid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I don't get how the trade thing happens. So if you lose, then you just get automatically traded, or
Yeah. So example, like, let's say the final 2 are AJ Styles and Cody Rhodes, which honestly it's probably what it's gonna be. For example, if AJ wins, since he's on SmackDown, then Cody will then be traded. They'll switch spots.
They'll swap.
AJ will go to Raw, because that's where that title's going to live. And Cody will then go to SmackDown.
I think seeing this makes me think about the whole Drew McIntyre situation, if it's actually very much true or not, where he's having issues with getting a contract done, and then he's actually thinking about leaving if nothing gets situated by the end of the year, because he would have been a name that I thought would have been in that picture on Raw.
True.
And he's not even there.
He's also injured.
Well, I think he's healthy now. And then he was originally scheduled for Money in the Bank, and then they took him off.
Shady shit.
There's a lot of shystiness.
Since Dan brought it up, I do have one about Drew. Where to go? McIntyre is said to be open to exploring his options outside WWE, but will be willing to leave the door open to coming back at some point in the future. As reported over the last couple of months, McIntyre has been dealing with some injuries, but was adamant to everyone who asked that he continued working through WrestleMania last month. McIntyre was one of several superstars on the main roster who did not learn about their WWE draft plans until it was announced on television. Drew is said to be very hands-on with his creative direction and with speculation that there have been pitches for him to return as a heel, he is likely to push back and ensure that it makes creative sense.
Okay.
Justin says, crazy to think we could possibly see Drew leave again. Do you guys think that's a realistic possibility that if they can't come to terms on a long-term deal, that we could see Drew Galloway walk away from WWE and hit the open market?
Possible.
I don't think he wants to. I would think that he wants to stay, but if he can't get what he's worth, he would definitely consider it with how the market is now and how he had a good run in Impact. He has a good relationship there. He could go back there, but now there's a lot of other options now for him to try. I also could see him using this and WWE using this to keep him under the radar and have him come out of nowhere and just pop back up. We've seen that with New Japan with Jay White when last year when he was supposed to leave, and then boom, a month later he pops back up on TV as a surprise. I could see something like that.
Yeah. I don't know. I can see him being...
Oh, my thought is oh, sorry.
No, go ahead, Josh, go.
Sorry.
No, go.
No, my thought is is anybody really mad at the way that they're booking Drew McIntyre, really? I mean, he had his whole run during the pandemic time and then some. So, for me, I'm just thinking, okay, he had his run. He did his thing, right? So we are kind of getting newer faces to come up and take certain spots and drive the storyline in a different way. Now, is he not being used in a way that he thinks? Maybe. But that doesn't mean that people don't see him as a contender that can someday go up for that title. So I wonder if this is more of a financial thing than more of a creative thing.
Maybe.
Yeah.
If it's financial, you got to think how many, seven-figure contracts can Tony Khan afford running two promotions?
Right.
And I know Impact doesn't have very many seven-figure contracts. So if it is financial, there's only one of two, possibly three places he would land, and that's WWE, AEW, and maybe an Impact or an NWA if Billy Corgan or Scott decide to get off some change.
Billy Corgan won't.
Right. Billy.
He just took the NWA on the World as a Vampire tour to Australia to tour with his band. So, I mean, he's obviously got a little bit of money.
Yeah.
Have I ever mentioned how much I hate Billy Corgan?
You're talking to two of the five people, according to Matt, who watch NWA every week.
I know.
And Al hasn't been watching, so it's really down. There's one of the four.
Oh,
5% of the
four
NWA
people
audience.
left. You're dwindling down. Your numbers are dwindling, Will.
I think it would be cool if he went to a place like New Japan and did the G1 and do what Bronson Reed did, where he didn't go away that long. He went, did the G1, got his stock back up a little bit, and then came back after a little while when WWE did their thing, brought guys back, and there was a better spot for him.
Yeah.
Possible. I don't know. They, again, I've been saying this for a few months now. They're so wrapped up in everything with the Bloodline story and Sami and KO that is still even now continuing. That there's really not room for a lot of other things. And now, we have Cody in the mix with everything. So it's if you're not Cody or the Bloodline, you're really not getting TV time.
Sad.
Yeah.
And maybe Judgment Day.
Yeah.
But no one else is really getting time.
And you think now going on to Raw, maybe he would.
We shall see.
Perhaps.
Speaking of the Bloodline, with Night of Champions on the horizon, and May 27th marking 1,000 days for Roman Reigns as Universal Champ. Big plans should be in place for the Tribal Chief. However, he has still to have a clear challenger lineup, which is perhaps because of Backlash taking place first, as well as Roman Reigns barely being seen on TV since Mania. It may also be because of McMahon's interference and influence, noting many of his ideas have not been received well by the WWE creative team. A quote was, "I was told that Vince McMahon has pitched several ideas for Roman Reigns' next challenger. A few of them were kind of scoffed at, like that doesn't make any sense."
I mean, it came from Vince. Who's shocked?
I mean, really, at this point, like, who is there to challenge Roman?
On SmackDown specifically?
Big Bob.
Even just in general.
Big Bob.
Yeah, it was
In
good.
general?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Big Bob.
Yeah.
Bobby Lashley.
But are they going to let Bobby Lashley dethrone Roman Reigns?
No, but
They
you just...
fucking should.
They
That'd
should.
be crazy.
I think
Akira
that would get him.
Tozawa.
Yeah.
Shut up.
Tozawa's
He's on
the
Raw.
one that does it. But we
But
just
if
said
he's
the
in-
brand split doesn't matter.
Finals in the tournament gets traded.
Justin.
I
Get
swear,
out.
though, when he comes back, he better have one fucking belt. One.
Yeah.
He'll have to.
He'll have to.
Dick swinging him
Ooh,
like he
Akira
keeps
He's
Tozawa?
doing.
only dumb.
No, not Tozawa, Justin.
Tozawa
Oh,
will have
okay.
all the belts.
Yes.
He's so dumb.
I feel like when they made the comment that the person that was going to win it was going to be somebody that you didn't expect, I could see like Austin Theory as a name that fits that bill, because right now with how they book him very big, but then
True.
he's not in the world title picture, so you can kind of be like, okay, he's in that mid card title, he's held it for that long. They're shown that they want to push him, but then he can still fly under the radar to where he could somehow win that title.
Do y'all
Roman and AJ.
still feel like they're shoving Austin Theory down our throats a little
Yeah.
bit?
Not as much as they were.
No.
I've actually learned to appreciate Austin Theory as a mid-card champion. Like, he's done a really stellar job as being a heel champion. I can't be mad at him for doing his job and making me want to hate him.
True.
Yeah. I mean, I don't like Austin Theory, like, really as, like, a person or a character or anything, but I'll never deny the fact that the kid's fantastic in the
Oh,
ring.
yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
And I do like that option of AJ though. Now that he's back, I always forget about him because he's been out for 6 months. It feels like so. Like that could be a good like major pay-per-view premium live event challenger for Roman.
To me, AJ is almost like a watered down version of Kenny Omega.
whoa.
Wow.
Whoa.
What?
I'm sorry, like that's just
Whoa.
I feel like they're just really similar.
Now as we close another episode of Botched Spots and Chair Shots.
Yeah, let's-
What?
I can't
kinda
agree with that
feed.
because AJ was around before Kenny.
I mean, from my perspective and not, watching them very long, like they're very similar to me, and I feel like Kenny Omega does it better.
There's a lot of people who say that.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't
Oh,
say
those
he's a
people
watered
are
down Kenny Omega, though.
I mean, maybe that's not the right wording. I feel like they're very similar, but Kenny Omega does it better.
He's the WWE Kenny Omega. Call it what it is. He's what Kenny Omega would be in the WWE. They would put him through the WWE machine, and he would come spit out as Kenneth Omicron or whatever his name is. And that's who he would be. He would be the new... That's
Straighten
who-
his hair, make him
Yeah.
straighten his hair, you know.
Spray tan.
Give him a southern accent,
Yeehaw, Shugmanuck. I'm Kenneth Omicron.
Have a wife named Wendy, you know.
Yeah.
Bro, exactly. I mean,
2.5
pieces there.
kids. It's like fucking Superman. Kenneth
Have him get
Omicron.
tattoos on his side with all the daughters.
Have
You
him
got-
bust
you
the
got-
steam while he's doing a 450. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
He's Superman.
See, you'd have to water him down to be AJ Styles. See, my
No,
theory
no,
fits.
baby, no.
We love you,
No.
but
That's a hot
no.
take. That's a hot
We
take.
love you and we
That's a hot
appreciate you, but cut the
Y'all are
feet.
the
That's
worst.
a hot
Cut the
take.
feet.
They're the same. They're
I'll
the
take
same
it.
to me. I don't care.
Jess is like, I got your back, Al. I
Thank
got
you.
your
It's
back.
okay, because you know why? Because I said this on Get Yo. MJF gets the same heat as Dominic, and vice versa. They just could get it in a different way.
True.
Yeah. I mean that's not wrong.
No.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Allison, on the other
Continue.
hand-
Continue.
Just kidding. Love you, Allison.
Anyways, Justin says, sounds like a bunch of hoopla. Honestly, feels like they have zero creative ideas for Roman, and Cody should have won at Mania. He should have. Honestly, believe it would have refreshed the product.
He's not wrong.
What
That's not wrong.
No,
Not wrong.
Give this man a medal. He's not wrong.
no,
Justin, you're the
it
man.
definitely is that they're just trying to play the 1,000 day
Oh yeah.
title reign,
So
and they want to pander
But-
to it.
If he hits 1,000 days, okay,
Yeah.
big deal. He hits 1,000 days.
Yeah.
That's great. The last 1,000-day champion in any promotion, I believe, was Nick Aldis at 1,043 before he lost. The last 1,000-day champion in WWE was what, Hogan?
Gross.
Yeah.
But
Gary, yeah.
he needs 1,028 days to pass Pedro Morales. So he would be, we're 50 days away from him being number 5 all time. He needs 50 days to be 5th all time.
Wow.
Insane.
Shout out Pedro Morales.
Yeah,
Hey,
big shout
speaking
out.
of,
Puerto
speaking
Rican
of that,
blood. Yeah.
speaking of that, shout out to Camille hitting 700 days on her title reign.
Hey.
Wow, the best thing in NWA. Well done.
Oh my!
I've got the Burke on the list.
Yo.
We're going to talk about the NWA World's title,
Yo.
the women's title.
Just you can laugh all you want. I speak the truth. I speak for the
Yo.
trees. I am the Lorax.
Speaking of Hulk Hogan, Chris
Ugh.
Jericho
Oh.
said on his podcast that Hulk Hogan is a better worker than Ric Flair.
They're both throw them both in the garbage.
Who's a better worker than Ric Flair?
Hulk Hogan.
Perry Balea.
Not in any world, in any, like, there might be that, in game where he's like, there's 1 in 14,367,000 where we're successful. Yeah, that's what the fuck you're talking about here. There might be one universe in the multiverse where Ric Flair, or where Hogan is a better in-ring worker than Flair. But it's not this
Yeah.
one.
That's it. He just made the list.
Chris Jericho made the list.
Chris Jericho made his own list. Fuck
Yeah.
that guy.
For real.
Fuck that. Fuck all 3 of those guys.
Let's see. Matt Cardona is done at Impact right now. He has been working on a handshake deal for the past 2 years and hoped to continue doing so, but the company wanted to put pen to paper. There are no hard feelings and both sides are willing to work together in the future, but Impact is trying to get away from verbal agreements, and Cardona isn't interested in inking a deal.
I have a question.
Yes,
So-
ma'am.
When was the last time Matthew Cardona was on Impact Television?
When he was
think
the
it's almost
digital
been-
media champion.
Yeah. I think
Oh,
it's been
is
like,
he? That's a thing?
No, he was. Then he lost it. Joe
I think-
Hendry's the current digital media champion, by the way.
and he's my hero, by the way. But that's besides the point. I think it was October around Bound for Glory. I think that's the
Okay,
last
so
time they
then-
appeared. Yeah.
Why is he making a big deal about this now? Cardona just slip away to the Indies. Be the
The
king
way
of the
I
Indies like
say
you want
it
to be.
is, Cardona, according to what he's saying, he's clearing a cool, cold 7 figures on the Indies right now. So to be making $1 million on the Indies, like, I don't blame him for wanting to sign a contract to make $500,000 with an Impact. You know what I mean? Like, he would be taking a pay cut to sign a contract.
He could book his own shows at his pace.
Yep.
If he doesn't want to work something, he doesn't have to.
He's like 14 championships.
Yeah.
Right.
Is it weird that I like Matt Cardona? Like,
No.
as somebody who watches as much indie wrestling as I do, like, he's literally, like, the epitome of what is supposed to be indie wrestling right now. He's showing you how to do it if you want to do it right.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He left WWE and he increased his stock, and he's okay doing that.
Right.
I see him going back to possibly WWE when he wants to, but he doesn't have to.
Mhm.
He said the same thing. He said that when he's ready to work a lighter schedule, he'll go back to WWE.
He said, I'm going to pull a Roman schedule.
He's like, when I'm ready to be, a WWE superstar again, I will be. Not, I hope to or anything like that. He's just said, when I'm ready to be a WWE superstar again, I will be.
Because he was released on his own accord. Got it. Cool.
Right? Yeah, exactly. I mean, were you really?
I think he made it. I think he made his character a little bit fresher now that he has Steph DeLander as his heater now.
Oh, for sure. I do like Matt Cardona way fucking more than I did Zack Ryder. That's for sure.
Yeah.
Rampage will turn into what Dark and Dark Elevation were, since they have both been canceled. After AEW Collision begins airing on Saturday nights, that means Rampage will be the place for them to showcase younger talent.
I mean, they needed somewhere on actual TV to do that, so I'm okay with it.
Yeah. And then, I guess, Collision will be whatever Collision's going to be.
Punkin' Friends?
Punkin' Friends.
Punkin' Friends.
I know the whole
opening for them.
I know the whole Dark and Elevation thing was a thing with Warner Brothers. They wanted them to take it off, focus more on the product that they had on TV. So they're still going to do Rampage with Dynamite.
Yeah.
And I believe they're going to do Ring of Honor with Collision now.
Dynamite and Rampage will be taped together on Wednesdays, with Collision and ROH being taped together on Saturdays.
I think it's smart to put FTR and Punk and all the Ring of Honor guys together.
Yeah.
I think it'll be the best chemistry in the locker room. I think this is one of those situations where I'm going to go, this might be the best decision Tony Khan's made as a booker, because if he does it right, he can split the animosity between his company in half, and he can make Punk and his boys work together over here, and he can make, the Elite and their gymnast group go do their flips over here, and everybody will be happy.
Yeah.
The only catalyst to that isn't Colt Cabana technically signed with ROH?
Oh, Colt Cabana probably has already been released. The moment Tony Khan got wind that Punk wanted to come back, he's like, fuck that guy.
Well, the funny thing is,
I'm just kidding. I speculate that. Nobody take that seriously, please.
Everyone take it seriously. Write it down.
Jesus Christ.
You're just reimagining what would happen.
And he did make a point to mention the fact that Ring of Honor, it's still a separate thing. It's like a separate entity. It's always going to be an honor club until they get something probably on Max. And I think it could be something soon, because they had that all-in pay-per-view, and they still haven't listed where it's going to be broadcasted on, which I think is a big deal.
I've been screaming for months that they need to go to HBO Max and do their version of what they're doing on the cock.
I think they're going to wait until the 23rd when they change it to Max. Now that's not going to be HBO Max.
Yeah.
Give us what we want, TK.
Yep.
The Max
Couple
app.
of things left.
TJ
This is one only Will and I care about.
You're on fire there.
Thank you.
The Tennessee Titans, to host the 2027 WWE WrestleMania.
I can't fucking wait. WrestleMania's coming to Nashville.
Ooh, that's gonna be cool.
Yes,
Dope as shit. And our new stadium is gonna be fucking fire. Fuck, I can't wait. Katie?
Can I be honest with y'all for a second?
Yeah.
Las Vegas deserves a WrestleMania. Allegiant Stadium is beautiful, and it's new, and SummerSlam is there.
The stadium's not even built yet.
It's gonna be brand new.
Exactly. So Allegiant's only a few 2-3 years old. It's a beautiful stadium. They're disrespecting.
But nobody parties harder than Nashville. They said on the NFL draft this year, live on television, they said Vegas was a lot of fun, but take us back to Nashville. Wait till you guys see how hard our city's going to fucking party when you give us 7 days to do it.
I mean, the only reason that the Titans are even pushing for this stadium now is because they wanted Mania.
You hear that, Thunder and Lightning? Even God agreed.
So God is mad that you're saying that.
Because I tell you what, the Tennessee Titans, as a team, don't deserve that stadium.
Not even a chance.
Exactly, so fuck them.
We just got relegated to the USFL, I think.
Honestly, they're building that stadium for Taylor Swift concerts.
Taylor Swift concerts and WrestleMania.
No.
That's funny.
And her concerts are bangers. You know what I'm saying?
It's a fucking cult, Jess.
Yeah.
So a couple of different.
Dude, 22? 22? Don't act like 22 doesn't hit.
There may be a couple T-Swift songs on my playlist. There may be.
Come on, of course.
One more thing before we dive into Backlash a little bit. The controversial Britt Baker Black Eye shirt is the #1 selling shirt
Katie,
on
go ahead.
AW.
I have spoke about this many a time. This shirt, 1, did not need to be made. 2, why the fuck are people buying a selfie of a woman with a black eye taken completely out of context? 3, this was fucking stupid. You could have just had Jericho and the Outcast. You don't even need Jericho, right? You could have had the Outcast just wear it on TV and be like, ha 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 ha, look, because it makes sense, storyline wise. They did that to Britt Baker. Her past shirts, the bloodied shirts, are her in ring gear and have like her name on them and blood dripping off the shirts and that kind of shit. No. Just a mugshot, basically. What looks like a DV victim, which is fucking terrible. People on Twitter were just like, I can't wear this shirt in public because it would get taken so out of context.
Yep.
The point of wrestling merch is to be, like, excited and like happy to like show it off in public and be like, look at this new merch I have. Who the fuck is gonna be wearing that? Yo, come the fuck on.
I saved this analogy. I didn't say it on Smacking It Raw. Big plug for Matt. Love that guy. But I saved this analogy because I knew we were going to talk about it tonight. When I interviewed Al Snow, you guys remember, what does everybody want? What does everybody need? What does everybody love? Head. Head. But Al Snow was booked as the second most dangerous toy in America behind pregnant Barbie because they said that his mannequin head, which was an actual Mattel Barbie head that they put in with his like action figure, his wrestler.
Yeah.
And they said it was a vessel and a training manual for domestic abuse. And Al was like, if you've ever seen wrestling, you would understand that it's never even portrayed that this is a woman. Like, even I call it a mannequin head, my psychotic ass. You know what I mean? Like, he made it a point to be like, anybody who watches the product knows, but because it was blown out of proportion, now I'm the second most, dangerous toy in America. My figures are one of the most collectible because they only made so many of them, and then they had to pull them off the shelves, right? The Britt Baker shirt, to tie it back in, is a lot like that in a different way. Britt Baker and the guys at AEW looked at it and said, this is dope. People who watch wrestling know that's not what this is about, and this was me getting my ass kicked. People who know the story are like, that's cool. But the problem is the mass of people in the world who don't know the story look at that and go, this is a vessel for domestic abuse. It's the same thing that Al Snow did, just flip-flopped. You know what I mean? Like, this is actually looks like it could be a vessel of domestic abuse. You know what I mean? Like, I just don't think, Justin said it best in there, shirt should have been made for those involved in the story, and that's it. Same thing as Katie, same thing as Al. Completely agree with you guys. Dan, you guys got 2 cents on the subject?
No, I agree with you.
Yeah.
No, not really.
Just is like, I won't touch that shit with a 10-foot pole.
Yeah, sorry.
Don't worry, Jess, I got
just
you.
leave it where it is.
CEO Nick Khan said the company received a $1.5 million subsidy for bringing Backlash to Puerto Rico.
Give Puerto Rico a Royal Rumble now.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Like a Mania would be cool, but like a Royal Rumble, like them counting down in Spanish for every single entrant.
That would be dope.
Yeah, that'd be great. But I did read about this where they were saying that they likely won't be back for a couple of years because they got the trustee board to pay for them to go there. They wanted WWE to come, and next year they'll probably pay for like a big concert to go there, and then they'll go back to just do the live events there. It's not a thing where they're going to just go there every year and not get paid for it. They go over to England because it's worth it now. They make a lot they on Peacock where they can broadcast it at whatever time, and it's on there, and they can make up the difference in the time zones. Whereas with Puerto Rico, it's a little different. And it was great that they went there, got a big pop. But unless they're getting that 1.5, where Puerto Rico wants them to come there, they're not going to make that big trek over to the country.
Them getting paid for this show, $1.5 million, WWE got paid before any tickets were sold or anything. A cold $1.5 million. You know what that makes this? Exactly what the fuck I called it. This was a bot show. They just slapped an actual pay-per-view on it. This is the same shit they put on in Saudi Arabia. It's a bot show. The only difference is you don't see it the same way. The WWE, the Puerto Rican government will pay Justin Bieber $1.5 million to come in. The Puerto Rican government will pay the NBA 2 teams, $750,000 each to bring their teams in to play in Puerto Rico. Dan's right. The government has these tourist funds to bring in tourist attractions to the island so their economy can get the boom. But because it's such a small island, they can't do, 12 different, WrestleMania, WWE size events, not WrestleMania, but WWE size events every year. Their island just can't maintain it. So Dan's 100% right. I'll piggyback off everything he just said.
Cool. Well, the only other thing I have is that, people like to spoil the fun for everybody. There's footage out there of Brock blading from last night to make himself bleed.
No. I heard 100%. I've seen so many reports to say they were big mad about it because he apparently got bled the hard way. Like, they weren't expecting him to bleed at all.
There's footage out there now showing him bleeding.
I will need to see said footage.
But as soon as he hit the thing, he
it was like when he was tucked down in the corner after he hit the thing, he bladed.
I want to see the footage. I'm not saying he wouldn't, but I would like to see it. Brock doesn't strike me as a blading kind of guy. Send it to me and I'll pull it up.
Hold on.
Is that the last one?
Yeah.
Well.
Well.
All right, guys. That's why we're here tonight. We're going to have the Battle of the Belts.
No, that's what? Battle of the Belts number 7? 8?
Battle
9,
of
10?
the Belts 3612. So what we're going to do is I'm going to switch this over now. We're looking at it. Jess, I told these other guys if you want to pull it up on your phone so you can see each belt that I bring up. What we're going to do is I'm going to bring belts up. We're going to judge them, and then we're going to rank them. S is the biggest. That's like supreme. They're the best. And then A through F, based on what we think. So.
Justin's phone is in his car.
Oh, Justin's phone is in his car?
Okay. Yeah, so, unless I
Hold
take a
on
moment
one second. I think I might
Use
be able to do this.
use your Jedi
You know
mind
what?
tricks.
Whatever Katie votes, I'll vote too.
Okay.
Wait a second. This might work. Hold on. Let me see. What am I looking for?
If we have some time, I think the Brock blading thing. I mean, Brock would know how to blade since he's always cutting up animals in his farm. So I'm pretty sure he knows how to.
A little blade versus a big ass knife you would need to butcher an animal.
Big time.
Maybe he didn't cut a nail. Maybe there's a nail that's really sharp.
He just sharpened it. He was like, "All right, guys, hold on, give me a second."
And as he took, okay, and then he's just bleeding.
Okay, he goes. Watch out, Cody. Watch out for my nail.
Yeah, he's like, you can just be careful. The one thumb, it's about 3 inches long. Be careful.
Right. Well, I mean, he's used to being around Tony Khan, so he knows about long nails. So.
Hey, oh.
Yeah.
Oh, Brock Lesnar blading at Backlash. That's legit. He's right in the fucking corner with a blade in his hand. Well, that's shitty.
Oh, okay.
Pull the curtain back all the way, you dumb fuck. All right, guys. What we're gonna do is I'm gonna bring up a belt. I'm going to tell you what belt it is. We're going to talk about it, people you think about when you see it, and then we're going to give it a grade. We're going to average it between the 5 of us as to where we're going to put it. S is the supreme. That's the best of the best. A, B, C, D, E, F. I don't know why they put an E in there. That seems weird. I don't remember ever getting an E except in 2nd grade when you got an E in gym because you showed up every day. All right, we're going
Excellent.
to start with some softballs here. Let's go with the current WWE Tag Team Championship. The big red one. You know what I'm talking about, the red and the blue ones.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What are your guys' immediate thoughts when you guys see that belt? Go ahead. just jump in.
Sparta.
Sparta?
It's okay.
What do you get, like, overall, do you think they've had better tag team designs? We're going to hit a couple, but, like, what do you think?
Oh yeah.
I mean, it looks like. I hate how when the Bloodline had them and everything, they're like, we have all the gold. It's not gold. They're literally silver.
Silver plates with a red.
Yeah.
Like, there's nothing gold on this belt at all.
Yeah. I don't know. I think it's just kind of like, oh, that's a wrestling tag team belt. Like, there's nothing special about it.
It's okay.
Right.
Like I like how it's different. Like it's silver. It's not the same. It has a different feel to it. So at least it's a little bit different. But there's nothing that pops out that excites you. It's good.
All right.
Yeah.
What do you guys rank it? What do you think we should give it?
Let's do D.
A D? I was
Yeah.
going to say C.
I was also gonna say C.
Yeah. See.
C?
Whoa.
Al, what do you think?
I'm going to go with Jess. I'd give it a D.
So it's
That's what I'm talking about.
3 C's and 2 D's. I'm gonna give it a D then. We're gonna move it to
Double
the D.
D's.
Right.
We're gonna give that tag team
It's like
title.
a D. It's like a D plus.
I'll put it between C and D. It'll be like halfway.
Okay,
between.
69%. Okay.
69.
CD?
69.
You
Nice.
passed, but you're not happy about
All
it.
right, let's do a women's title. Okay.
Okay.
The next belt we're gonna bring up is the WWE Women's World Championship belt. Okay. So the one I put on the screen right
Beautiful.
now is
Oh, the blue one.
the blue one. Yeah. So your women's, the universal title, so to speak. The white strap, the blue with the diamonds. Like, what do you guys think as far as the run of the current WWE Women's title?
I mean, this one it looks like regal. It looks majestic. It looks like it is like a championship. I'm always like, I've never had an issue with like the big ass W or
Yeah.
anything. People like have gotten so butthurt about like the new belt having like the W.
Yeah, I don't
It's
get that.
branding, guys.
Yeah.
They've been doing it for years. Every
Mhm.
company does it. Get the fuck over it.
Mhm.
But I think this is like a nice example of it because like it just looks like it belongs. Yeah.
And because we can't have nice things and we can't have the IC title, the white one, this will suffice for me. And I like the fact that it's white.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
I love the
From-
women's styles are white.
Yeah.
Yeah, same thing. And I like that the fact that it's the same as the men's. I hate when they do something different for the women's. Like if you're doing it for both, you just leave it the same.
Okay. What do you guys want to rank it? Where do we put this one?
I'm down to give it an A.
I agree.
An A?
I give it an A.
An A? Just where you at?
I'm gonna go Supreme on this one.
Supreme. I'm gonna give it an A. So I think that's 4 A's and an S. So we'll kind of put that one close to in between the two. All right.
I
I agree with Justin. Yeah.
White straps on titles always look fantastic. They do.
It
It's one of
just
my
makes it look
favorites, yeah.
prestigious.
All right. Next, let's do a mid card title. Another white strapped mid card title to boot. The IWGP Intercontinental Championship. So it's not the IC title you guys thought I was going to pull out. I'll pull a whoop-de-doo on you. It's got this real similar faceplate to the 4th gen IWGP title. It's got that history. It's got the globes on the side. What do you guys think about the IWGP version of the IC title with the white strap?
Just make
I like
sure
this.
just make sure Naito's not watching because he put a lot of dents in it.
I like this title, so I'm
Yeah.
gonna give it an A. So
I think it's pretty. I mean, I'd give it a B. I do think it's a little Like, I don't like the side plates as much. I think they're a little clunky, but it's pretty.
I like the fact that, like, it's not just, like, a circle or a diamond. It has, like, some dimension in the middle,
Yeah.
which I like belts that, like, kind of stand out, and they're not like everything else. So, I mean, I'm down to give it an A or a B, whichever the family decides here.
I would definitely put this in the B range, I think.
I'm giving it at least an A. I might even think about giving it a Supreme on this one, just because it stands out. It's different. Like I said, it has that white feel, like we've talked about. It sucks that it's not around anymore. I think that's one of the biggest mistakes that they ever made, was getting rid of it. And it has purpose.
It did. It was a great mid card title for those guys in New Japan. I'm gonna put it the same as the women's title, A to S, that kind of mid range.
Yeah.
I can agree with that. All right, let's do a world championship now. Let's look at the Winged Eagle, the classic Winged Eagle, the Hulk Hogan, Bret Hart Winged Eagle, Yokozuna's Winged Eagle, black strap, big wings, the WWF logo at the top of it, world champion, big letters. This was the belt up until the Round Eagle in the Attitude Era debuted.
Yeah.
What do you guys think of? This is my second favorite world title of all time. So this one automatically gets an E for me because it's on my Mount Rushmore.
An E? Or
an S, rather. An S, the Supreme.
I was like, isn't E bad?
Okay, yeah, E.
See, I'm fucking up my own rating system here, guys.
Rated E for everyone.
Rated E.
Yeah.
Isn't there a white version of this?
There was a white one, there was a yellow one, there was like a teal colored one. Ultimate Warrior changed the color on the strap quite a few times during his reign.
I like it. I give it an A. I would have given it an S if you would have shown the white one. Sorry.
I definitely gonna give it the S. It's like I said, it's on my Mount Rushmore. Dan, what do you think?
Yeah, I would say it's a standard.
Yeah. It always stands out because it's so different. Yeah, they went with like a different theme, like you said, the eagle look. I always thought that was cool. From the title that they had before and then the title that they had after, it was like a class of its own.
Agreed. So we're gonna all agree that the Winged Eagle is a solid S. That was 3 S's and 2 A's, so I think that averages out. I'm gonna put the Winged Eagle as an S. So far, it's our top pick. All right, back to tag belts. This one right here is an oldie but a goodie, guys. The NWA World Tag Team titles. They've pretty much had the same belt as long as the NWA's been around. This is one of the originals. You got the Big Eagle. It's, when you think gold, it's one of those quintessential, like, it's not the big gold belt, but it's a big gold belt. You know what I mean? Like, it's all gold, cool side pieces, the Big Eagle with the wrestlers fighting on the back of him. What do you guys think of the NWA tag titles in the field of tag titles as a whole?
I like the shape of the belt. Like I said, I like different designs and stuff. It's bothering me because it doesn't seem like the Eagle's like 100% in the middle, and I'm a little bothered.
Right.
That it's not it's not symmetrical. Like
it's literally you definitely could have, like, you guys at the time, you definitely could have fixed that. So that's kind of deterring me. I'm gonna be honest. Like, it just throws me off slightly. So I'm gonna give this a B.
Is that a pineapple on the side? It looks like
what?
a pineapple.
No, it's like a bushel of arrows. It's kind of hard to see in the picture. It might be a little pixelated on you.
It's a pineapple.
It's a pineapple.
I
No,
think
it's for sure what it is. Justin says the NWA titles are always oldies but goodies. Agreed.
I agree with Katie on the shape. The non-symmetry of it is really bothering me a whole lot.
It's the first thing I noticed about it besides the shape of the title.
Yeah, because like the head of the eagle is like, like
all they have to do is shift it about two notches to the right, and it could be solid.
Put it in InDesign and hit right twice and up about 3 times, and it'll be perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You wouldn't
Yeah.
put
I'd
it
give
2
it a
notches to the left, to the left?
To the left, to the left.
Everything you own in a box to the left,
But it-
including this belt.
oh,
Yeah.
come
All
on.
right. Jess, what do you
Come
got?
on.
What's your rate? And it's an
You
upside
know
down
what?
pineapple.
I don't mind them just because like they come from the same lineage as the world heavyweight big title belt. Like
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? But I feel like a lot of like restaurants have done this type of style, you know, and that's the vibe that I'm getting. Like you know when they do like cook-offs and all that,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
the cook-off championship. Like I just
Mhm.
feel like they've done this like you know chicken wing type style. But
It's giving pizza.
I'm gonna give it I'm gonna give it like a C plus.
C
Give it like a C
plus.
plus.
I'm gonna give it a
Yeah.
C too. Al, Katie, what y'all got?
I said B, but I am 100% down to give it a C.
See,
C.
Dan.
I'm saying
See,
see, I
that's
think there's
right.
too much going on with the plate. Like just like you said, it could have been centered. There's too much other things on there, kind of deterring from the eagle itself. But like with how much old it is and it had the look and how it was back in the day, I could see it being like you said, an
Right.
oldie but goodie. Just nothing spectacular.
All right. So far, the Winged Eagle's still at the top for our pick. Let's go with Ooh, let's do this one. I'm excited about this one. We're gonna go with the AEW Women's World Title. This is the third version of the belt, not the little one, then the little bit bigger version of the little one. Then they actually debuted a Women's World Title. This screams the Mid-South, Mid-America Championship, the Magnum TA belt, as it's eloquently called. It's got the 3 different pictures of the world across from different photos across the plates. It's got 2 big side plates, which is different and atypical, because it has 2 more side plates than even like you would see on most women's titles. It's very big. What do you guys think about the AEW Women's Title?
Well, it's better than the Fabergé egg that they used to have. Like looking at it, it looks like a painting that like you would hang up in your house, because like the way it has just like the main focus and then kind of, I'm not saying that in a bad way either. Like it's like the main focus and then it kind of like splitters off into 2 different things. It's, I mean, like you were saying, like it's unique that it does have the 2 side plates on each side. I do like the fact that it's, out of all of their belts, like this is probably the best one AEW has.
Agreed.
Like,
It's my favorite AEW title.
like the TNT, TBS, the World, All Atlantic, or Intergalactic, whatever the fuck it is. This one,
Galactic Planetary.
exactly. Like, but this one is for sure like better. Overall, I think this is like an actual like solid B, maybe push up to the A range.
Pretty Kyle says it's a beautiful ass belt. Justin says it's easily the best design of AEW's women's titles.
Yeah, I agree.
This is the one with the flag, right?
No. The international
looking at that
title is
one?
the one with the flags. The international title looks a lot like the women's title, though. A lot of the same shapes and dynamics and stuff. What are you giving it for a grade, guys? Where are we at? What do we think?
I give it an A.
Let's go with B.
A B? Ooh, Justin's hitting it hard. I was gonna think
I'll go with a B for me.
A B. Okay, so it's 2 A's and a B. Where are you at, Al?
Okay, look, y'all are gonna shit on me for this, but I don't like this belt.
Okay, so is that a B? Maybe
No,
a C?
I give it a C at best. I just
Oh, wow, we went to B real fast.
I just think it's too big.
Katie, what you got?
Did I
Whoa.
not just do my whole spiel?
She
So
did.
you're giving it an A?
Yeah.
I'm gonna put it between B plus and A minus. Then Al's C really fucks
I'm
us.
sorry. I just think it's like, I like the design of it. I just think it's too big. I don't
Kyle
like.
says
It's just
that
really
the-
clunky.
Pretty Kyle says the Atlantic is his favorite title now in AEW. Okay.
I would have to agree with him on that. That's probably my favorite one is the international.
Intergalactic.
Women's title. Let's do another. Let's do this IC title. The current incarnation of the Intercontinental title. This one's might get a little bit of heat. It's maybe my second favorite least favorite title currently in rotation. My least favorite being the U.S. heavyweight title. It didn't even make my list to put on the show because that's how little I care about that belt. The IC title is one of the most prestigious titles in the history of the business. It was won by Pat Patterson in a tournament that never happened in Rio. So, like, it's got the lore and the history. Tons of great champions have held it. My favorite match in wrestling history was for this belt. What do you guys think about the current incarnation of the IC title?
I think that there have been way better IC title belts, and this one is mildly ugly.
Only mildly ugly.
I would give it like a D.
Oh, wow. Okay, that's right off the rip.
I just don't really like it.
I give it a D, and that's being nice. But the main thing with me is the fact that they don't treat it as the IC title. And when I think of Backlash, I think of them being on international waters in Puerto Rico. That's what I feel like.
It'd be the perfect place to defend it, right?
It's a U.S. title.
And what's been my biggest pet peeve of the title the last couple of years? It's only been defended at 3 pay-per-views in the past 2 to 3 years, and whereas the United States one is defended every single premium live event. So they're dumbing it down, and the only reason I feel like it's any importance is because Gunther holds it. And he's an international wrestler, and this would have been the perfect thing to have him defend it, and they didn't.
Justin says, just like the new IC title, but really prefer the one they had during the Attitude Era and Ruthless Aggression Era more. Exactly. That was the Oval IC title.
Yeah.
All right, I also give this one a D. It's not my favorite IC title at all. It's maybe my least favorite IC title. I give it a D. Dan gives it a D. Katie, what you got on this IC belt?
It kind of like reminds me of like steampunk era. Like it kind of looks like a cogwheel. I don't know if they intended to do that, but that's kind of the vibes I get from it. It doesn't really stand out. It's a bunch of lines and on a circle, a little bit of depth to it. But, I mean, aesthetically, it's not my favorite, so I will give it a D as well.
It almost looks like a class ring. Like, if you took out the WWE logo and put, like, a colored gemstone in it, it would look like a class ring.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. They're trying anything to make the title important again. It's just backfiring because the concept, like I said, you got to defend it at the pay-per-views to make it valued, and it's only valued now because of the guy that holds it.
Agreed.
Yeah. It looks like one of those giant belt buckles that you see a old person wear at the casino. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yep.
That's how I feel that it looks like. I have to agree with Will and everybody. It's a D for me.
Let's bring up this Women's World title. This is the Attitude Era Women's World title. The oval plates, the gold with the red letters, the WWF scratch logos on the side plates with the blue gold, or blue globe rather. The really sleek, almost like if you turned it on its side, it would be shaped like in like a diamond almost. It had a really cool design on the strap. It wasn't really like everything was real nice and streamlined about this belt. What do you guys think about the Attitude Era Women's title?
I give it a C.
I
give it a D because of nostalgia for me.
It's better than butterflies.
I just think it looks too basic.
See, I appreciate that though.
I was gonna say I like the minimalistness of it. That's a word. Like it's sleek. It like how the current one is. It's very regal. It's like it's a championship. This also like having the different color pops of like the red on the main plate and then the blues very minimally. I kind of like this. I'm honestly giving this like a B+.
I would give it a B because of nostalgia. It was really reminiscent of the belts that were out at that time too. That oval, that oval IC title too.
Maybe it's the black strap. Maybe that's what it is with me because I feel like it's just not standing out to me.
I like the black strap with that.
The only thing I wish was
Um,
that the lettering on champion was a little bit easier
Yes.
to read.
Yeah.
Because
You know, I was
Yes.
just trying to ignore that one.
it's a little hard to read, but I do like it. Like, I would give it a B.
Let's do.
That was my concern too, is because it just looks like this looks the font is the same font they would use for David Buster's, you know,
Yes.
and like it's not anything special, kind of like what Bakley's saying, but like for that time though, for that early '90s time, like this looks good for that time. I feel.
Mhm.
That
So I
makes
kind of have
sense.
to give it a C plus.
A C plus.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
so I give it a B because I think pretty much the roundabout was we had a couple B pluses, my B, Bakley's B, so your C plus rounds out to about a solid B. I
Yeah.
put it right in the middle. Let's go south of the border with our next title, the AAA Mega Championship. This has been the same belt design since the early 90s when they first came out. It's got the big octagon with the AAA, with that very
Yeah.
Inca or Aztec look to it, with the dragons on the side plates and on the big main plate. This is an antiquated belt in a sense that they've had the same design for the full 30 years of the promotion. They've never redesigned this belt. It still represents everything that AAA stood for in 92 when, you know, Antonio, what was his name? Pena. Antonio Pena was his name. He was the guy that left CMLL and went and started AAA. Same belt design the whole time. Guys from Kenny Omega to Vikingo, like all over the world have held it. What do you guys think about this belt design as a less circulated world title?
When I see dragons, I don't necessarily think Mexico. Just throwing that out there. Yeah, to me this looks like this belt belongs in New Japan.
I love it. I think it's a great
I
design.
mean, I don't think there's I think it's
Is it
a good
supposed to be
design.
more like a Mayan feel? Is that what it's supposed to feel like?
They used, in Mexico, especially at this point when the belt was originally designed in the early 90s, they still wrestled in weight classes to make it look real the way boxers did. So they emulated their belts after a lot of the boxing titles and stuff and the WBC and stuff. That's why you see it, the way the leather is on the belt and stuff is strapped, it looks like a boxing belt. It doesn't necessarily carry itself like a wrestling belt in a lot of ways, at least in my opinion.
I feel like it looks like a nice antique look with the different shades of the gold. It's not like just one. Like
It's
if you
got
look
the
at it,
patina to it, right?
yeah, it has like the different shades to it. Like I like it. Just and you got the dragon look there. I get like the Mayan feel of it, and the fact that you said that it hasn't changed makes it feel like okay, they're sticking with it. It hasn't
still means
changed.
something.
Yeah, it holds its value there. So I feel like that notches it up a little bit. Like I'd give it like a B plus.
AAA Mega Championship B plus from Dan. Katie, what you got?
So I kind of like this, like the look of this boat overall. The, like Dan said, the different shades of gold, the Mayan Aztec influence on it, the shape of it. Hear me out, guys. I think this is a pretty ass title. I'm giving that shit an S.
Oh,
Come
shit! Come on with it, Katie! Alright, so that's a... So what'd you say, Dan? You gave it a B? What'd you say?
I said B plus, but I feel like I'm gonna have to. I feel like I'm not doing it justice.
Okay, so a B plus and an S would definitely be a solid A pick now. Al, what you got?
I think that it is a really beautiful belt, despite the fact that I do think that it looks more like a New Japan belt because dragons. I don't really think dragons when I think Mexico. But I definitely would give it an A because it is super cool looking. Like, I think it's probably the coolest belt out there.
Just what do you think?
I agree with Katie, and Allison, but I'm going to say frío, fire.
Yeah? Hell yeah, okay.
I'm gonna have to move my B plus up to an A.
I think we're going to
No,
put
that's
this
all
one
good.
up there
I
with
mean-
the Winged Eagle, guys. Kind of a split between the S and the A. That's a solid pick. AAA
Yeah.
coming in hot.
It's just cool.
It's a great belt. No, it's a
And here's the
fantastic
beautiful
thing,
It's a
like,
timeless factor.
Yeah.
And let me give a shout out to Tony Khan. Surprisingly, the fact that he defends it a lot on TV, not just AEW, but on Ring of Honor. And he's making it important because more important than his titles at times.
Ain't that the fuck true?
Yeah.
All right, let's I got 2 more women's and 2 more tags and a handful of world titles still to go. Let's look at this one now. Let's stir the pot a little bit because this is the newest belt that we're going to look at tonight. The new WWE World's Heavyweight title. Nobody's held it. Completely new. It's very reminiscent. I said on the show when they debuted it a few weeks ago, it reminds me of if the current big logo, the big gold belt, and the 10 pounds of gold all had a baby together. I love this design. It doesn't have any prestige to it yet because nobody's held it. There's been no stories attached to it. Right now, it's just a toy until they make it mean something. But based on aesthetics purely alone, I put this one solid in the B range right off the rip in my vote.
I think it's really pretty. Like, I really like this belt. I think that they did a good job at designing it. Like you said, it's got, like, a lot of nods to some of, like, the older belts. Like, honestly, like, I would give this an S. I think it looks really good. And despite, everybody bitching about the logo, I think the logo in silver, like, with the black behind it, looks amazing.
I think it pops with all that gold.
I think it looks great. I think this is a beautiful belt.
Where do you put it? What's your grade?
An S? I'd give it an S.
Give it an S?
And I don't think that the logo is that too big. I think they did just enough size where it's not too big, not too small, just in the middle.
Goldilocks.
Just like you said, it gives the big gold feel with the look, the style. They have the straps from the former WWE, of course, where you can put the plates on if whoever's holding it at that time. It's just a good belt. I give it an A.
An A, a couple S's. Just what you got? Is he frozen?
You might
Is he
be.
thinking? All right, Katie, what you got?
Sorry. Are we here? Okay.
Just what you got?
Okay, I'm not mad at this title. I'm still kind of reserving judgment, but at first glance, it just looks like Ferrero Rocher wrappers.
I can't unsee it now.
He's not wrong.
It does.
But I will say though, I don't mind it too much. So I am going to give it a solid A-.
Okay.
It's not bad. I like it.
I can't unsee the Ferrero Rocher.
Yeah, that's all I'm gonna think about now. No, this again, like having the logo in the center makes the most sense. You're branding a company. I have no issue with the logo. I mean, Will's description was basically right. I don't know what the 10 pounds of gold looks like. I'm assuming that's on this list.
Oh, it 100% is. It's just going straight to S too, by the way.
Okay, biased. Just because you and 3 other people watch NWA. No, I like the fact that it does look like the big gold from back in the day, which was one of my favorite titles. And no, I kind of like that it's a little color scheme's different. It does give Ferrero Rocher, but I could give it a solid A.
Okay, so Al gave it an S.
I listened.
Allison gave it an S. Katie gave it an A. Jess gave it an A, or B plus, A minus. Dan, what you give
A-,
it?
yeah.
I gave it an A.
You gave it an A,
A.
and I gave it a B plus. So I mean, that's a solid,
Solid A.
showing. That's a solid A.
Yay!
Solid.
Forget about it.
Again,
Tony
come
D'Angelo
on.
told us.
Come on.
All right, that's
A Tony
good.
D hold it.
That's good. Okay.
Put some D's on it.
Yeah. Where'd it go? I lost it. It's gone
I
forever
still
now.
need them to combine Roman's belt because it's now extra ridiculous that he has to.
That's the
No,
only
I
part
told you he's gonna keep it as 2 and just start dick swinging it like he keeps doing.
So
Whoa!
stupid.
That's what he does.
He does. He does
That's
dick
only-
swing them.
That's the only bad thing about this belt is the fact that it feels like a consolation. It feels like it's like,
Yes.
we're gonna have it over here because we're tired of figuring out who's gonna take one of these belts off of it. So instead of just making it 1, he gets to keep his 2, and then
Yeah.
we'll just make a brand new backup one over here.
They dug a hole and they don't know how to get out of it. They dug a creative hole that they have no out for.
Creative hole. Ooh, what does that look like?
I want to see a creative hole.
It looks like Cody Rhodes losing at Mania when he shouldn't have.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Ooh, sick
True.
burn. All right, let's look at one of the tag titles that comes up when I think of my childhood specifically, and that's the Attitude Era tag titles. They've got that kind of rectangular shape to them with the bubbles to it, the WWF scratch side plates. This one didn't have any individualism as far as the champions go, because at this point they didn't put nameplates across the bottom or on the side plates for the tag titles. New Age Outlaws, Brothers of Destruction, Cactus Jack and Chainsaw Charlie, like the Hart Foundation, like all of these guys coming through the Attitude Era all held this belt. What do you guys think about this specific version of the WWE tag title?
I'm gonna be honest. This might hurt Will. I'm not a big fan of this title. The kind of I can't like I have an idea of what it looks like in my mind, but I can't like express what it looks like. You know what I'm saying?
A cigar wrapper.
Not even. I meant like the shape of like
the shape.
the part in the middle.
The plate.
Yeah, the plate. I don't know how to speak English anymore.
No, it's okay.
No, but like it. That kind of looks like a pear, maybe a peach. I don't know. But like it's minimalist, but like in a weird way. Like the women's title having just like the red and then the blue, having the red and the blue on top of each other seems like an interesting choice. Maybe not necessarily a good one.
Almost like it's photoshopped sometimes.
Yeah, like it literally doesn't look like an actual like
Okay.
logo on there. It looks
They put
fake.
it in after the fact. They were like, "Fuck, guys,
They
we
said,
forgot to
"Oh."
put world on there."
They said, guys, shit, Photoshop it. Nobody will notice. I don't know. I gotta give this like maybe a D, maybe a C.
Ooh, okay, so D plus. Is that cool? You'll
D
take
plus.
a D plus.
I will take a D plus.
Bakley, what you got on the tag belts? The Attitude Era tag belts.
I don't like the look. I like what it represented, because at that time it was like the transition from where I felt like they didn't value tag teams the way that they should have. Like you had like tag teams in a couple of years where it was like the Body Donnas, you had like the Smoking Guns, the Godwins, where it was like
Ooh,
I felt like it was kind of like not a joke, but you had tag teams that worked well, but it was like these weird gimmicks, and they wouldn't put the tag titles on Mania. Like there was like a 2-year stretch where 3-year stretch where it was on the pre-show, and then you had WrestleMania 10 where the titles that was decided by DQ, where you had Mabel and what's his name, his tag team partner. They're only a tag team for like a couple months.
I don't even remember.
It was his like manager.
It was they were Men on the Mayhem or something like that. It was like Men on Mayhem.
Something like that. But I give this one like a C, just for that. I love what it represented, but I think they're very minimal with design wise with what they did with it, because they wanted the belt to be kind of more than the tag teams itself, and they just didn't put enough work on it, I felt like.
So far we're in that C range, guys. Al, where are you casting your vote?
Okay, so this is what the main plate looks like to me, like the shape of it. It looks like a saggy ass and a pair of baggy jeans. Like, just the shape of it.
Wow.
But I mean, look at it. It like does. It
Damn.
does.
You know what?
Fuck, Al.
She's not
Cannot be
100%
unseen.
wrong.
I'm not wrong, man.
Cannot be
She's
unseen.
not 100% wrong.
All right, so where are you putting it?
I would definitely give this a D because it's just like the biggest thing that bothers me is the font on the word world.
Yes.
Like the R randomly has like a split in it that I don't really understand. Like there's a little gold on the R and it just looks shitty.
Fair enough.
And the leather on the strap looks really cheap.
So a solid D. I think that's safe to say on that one.
Everyone likes a solid D.
Everyone likes a solid D. You heard it for your first, ladies and gentlemen. Let's take a look at the Burke. The NWA Women's World Championship debuted in 1948. Thank goodness they put that year on the front. One of my favorite things about this belt is specific that it's still the old school way where, yes, you can put the picture of the current champion inside the belt. When Thunder Rosa held it, they had a picture of Thunder Rosa. When Serena Deeb had it, Serena Deeb right now, that's Camille. So, like, when you look at it, it's named after Mildred Burke. She was the original and first holder. She held it pretty much forever. People have held it from your Fabulous Moolahs to your Thunder Rosas. I rattled off a few just now. What do you guys think of when you look at this and you think of the NWA Women's World title?
I have
I can't wait.
Okay, so overall, I like the sleekness of the silver. It makes it look different. Like this is what I mean with like different designs. Like everything is silver, the hints of black, the tiniest hints of red. It's beautiful. But I'm gonna be honest. The year at the top and the picture, it's giving Tombstone.
Oh, I knew you were gonna say
It does
that.
kind
I
of
knew
scream
you were gonna say
Tombstone a
that.
little bit. Yeah, I guess I see that.
Like, I can't, like, that's the
Yes.
first thing I thought of when I saw this title, and I was like, okay, well, it does look nice besides that, so I have to, like, do the nice things first. But I don't know, because of that, I can't take this seriously. Because it literally looks like every person who is holding it is deceased.
Yeah.
So, I mean, with that, D for deceased.
Yeah.
Oh.
Okay, D for deceased.
The belt is beautiful. And I agree with Katie. Like, it definitely looks like a G-Sim. Like, if they would move, like, the weird photo thing to maybe, like, the side plate.
Yeah.
But having your own face on your crotch, also a bit weird.
I don't think about that.
But
Imagine if the picture glowed.
Ooh, they put a backlight on it like an LED light. That'd be dope as shit.
Spooky
Billy, book
Tombstone.
that shit. Book
But I
that
do
shit.
agree.
Haunted Tombstone.
This belt is absolutely beautiful. If it wasn't for the picture, it would get an S, but it's gonna have to get an A because the picture is weird.
Katie, what did you give it?
I gave it a D for deceased because I'm an
D for
asshole.
deceased. So we're rocking a C right now. Bakley, what you got?
I give it an A. I like the symmetric. I like the
Thank
shine.
you.
I like that.
I
like.
Sorry.
Is it silver? Am I right? That's silver.
No, it's silver. Yeah, it's silver
Yeah.
on white with the rubies. Yeah.
Yeah, I like that. There's the rubies are there. They're not trying to take anything away from the belt itself, but they're placed perfectly on in certain spots. I like that. I think what kills it is, like I said, the year and then the picture in the middle. But other than that, it's everything about it is great.
Just what you got. NWA Women's World
You know,
title.
I mean, that's the first thing I thought of too, was the whole Tombstone thing. But I'm also thinking like tacky frames. You know what I'm saying? Like you put your pictures in.
Ooh, yeah. Like
That's
somebody
another thing
getting
I'm looking at
Goodwill.
too. But yeah. But the thing is, like the AAA, there's a lineage. You know what I'm saying? Like it hasn't really changed since the first time. So that's what kind of pushes it over for me. So I have to give it maybe a C minus.
Okay. So
But and you know what would be funny if the heel put like the other person's opponent picture on there because they said because since this looks like a tombstone, this is your grave.
Damn.
good.
You
I
know?
feel like they should just
Let me call Billy Corgan real quick.
redesign, take the picture out, and just put like a ruby there.
It sounds like
instead.
something MJF would do.
Or like
Exactly.
just have like a little
Yeah.
like locket close on the picture.
Oh my
Ooh.
god. Yes, cute.
Like family style? You know what I'm saying? I love you, you love me
Yes.
type of thing.
Yeah.
Come on.
All right, let's. We'll do 2 more. We're getting
Will's like, I
closer.
hate you guys so fucking much.
I put it in a B.
I was just gonna say
because-
MJF is already putting "I Love Sammy" on his
Yeah.
elbow pads. So,
Yeah, look how well that worked out for him.
yes.
You kiss a man on the lips and then he super kicks you in the face the week after. It's crazy.
Yup.
Isn't it just a Thursday night? I mean,
It's just regular Thursday. Let's
Yeah.
look at this IC title. This is my favorite WWE title.
yes.
Yeah, I love the white strap. This was the 2011 version that Cody debuted. He got rid of the oval title. It's right above my head on my bookcase. It's the classic retro belt. It's got the same vibes as the 1980s, like the WrestleMania 3 Macho Man IC title, but they stripped it down, put it on a white strap, got rid of the scratch logo. They updated the side plates to match the new WWE versus WWF's. What do you guys think about the white strapped IC belt?
S.
S? 100% S for me.
I think this is by far the prettiest belt. Well, that's not true. I think the big old belt is the one with the red. Anyways, regardless, I think this is like one of the prettiest belts, and I would give it an S.
I like the attention to detail on it. Like you got like the globe in the middle because it's supposed to be the Intercontinental title representing the different countries. I like that. I like the belts on the side, how they updated it, the shine, the white that bounces with the gold in the middle. Like it just stands out perfectly.
Just what you got.
Yeah, I have to say S. I have like 0 complaints about this title.
Well,
This is like
no,
probably one of the best.
Katie?
Go ahead.
I was gonna like do a whole thing. I'll be like, actually, this belt sucks. No, this belt is one of the most beautiful belts in wrestling. Period. It's something about like this looks prestigious. This looks real. This looks like a championship, and the attention to detail, the coloring of everything. I mean, it is an S. Like it's 100% an S, no doubt.
Agreed.
Now thinking of the white, I like the fact that it doesn't take away from the gold in the middle. Like you have all these titles that have a lot of gold on it. You get the white surrounding the gold, so it makes the gold pop.
Mm-hmm.
It makes it stand out as the focal point of the title, and that's what you want. You don't want people to always look at the straps. You look at the white straps, and it's a good background to the middle of the plate.
All right, I want to show you the guys this one because I want to put something below D.
24/7.
Nope, even worse.
Oh.
You ready for this?
He's
The
gonna
hardcore title.
The Copper Penny Tag Team titles, baby. Those
Oh.
ugly ass copper belts with the Spartan helmets on it with the copper on the black. Please tell me nobody liked this belt. Please let us give this belt
No, I had to pass on that.
It
What do you
literally
guys-
looks like a penny in a wallet.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
what I'm saying. It's literally just a copper penny version of the current tag title. What do you
G
guys think?
for gold. G for gross.
Extreme is really high, so I don't see it yet.
I see what you're doing
we
there.
go. Oh, that's awful.
Yeah.
Alright, I'm just gonna go ahead
Yeah,
and
it's
put
pretty
this
bad.
one down here.
IR Splatter.
F.
All right, let's rattle off a couple
It
more.
looks like it's rusted.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it literally looks like a penny found in the street. They said, let's put this on here.
Yeah, F. F for fail.
F for
All right, and we'll round it out with this one, and we're gonna have to do a part 2 of this because
Yeah.
this was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Last one, oldie but a goodie. It's probably my current favorite title, maybe. It's the AEW World title. The one on the screen that I used is the Big Burberry belt. AEW, I love this belt. It's big, it's prestigious. It looks like one of the old school. Like this belt looks like it's worth $1 million. You know what I mean? It looks like a world title. I'm mid on the big AEW in the center. I feel like it throws the whole vibe of the. That's my biggest gripe is the way their logo looks on their title.
That's what I was gonna say myself. And
Yeah.
I feel like you can't really like looking at it right there. You can't read that it says AEW.
Katie, what you think of the big Berry belt?
The triple B.
The triple B.
I like the aesthetic of this belt overall. The kooky little design for the middle plate. The side plates are nice. I do agree the AEW is very hard to read. If they chose like a light silver, like a light color, or even like a white, I feel like could have been fine.
Like if it was like pearl or something.
Yeah, like anything besides just silver. It makes it very hard to read, kind of throws off the vibes altogether. I mean, I think since that is the main focal point of it, I do kind of have to give it like a B.
Okay.
Triple B. It makes sense.
Triple B gets a B. Bakley, what did you want to give it? I didn't get a grade from you.
I'm gonna go with B as well. I agree with everything that she said. The focal point is in the middle, and that's where the issue is with it, is the AEW sign there in the middle. Other than that, I like the shine, I like the look. Just like the women's one, it stands out. It's big, and of course, I like the back into it, the triple Bs. But I have to knock it down a bit because of the AEW in the middle.
I wish that you could see on the front side more of the Burberry parts of it. I think that the Burberry pattern is a little light on the belt, and it's really hard to see on TV to even notice that it is a Burberry print. Like, it almost looks like the belt is faded.
Like a tan instead of a black.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, they should have made that a little bit more, like, distinct. Because it's really hard to see it. Yeah, I mean, I agree with everything that everybody else has said. If the AEW, I think, not only was a lighter color, but if it was a little smaller, I think, you know what I mean? Like, if it was inside that diamond.
Yeah.
I think it would look better. I'd give it, like, a C-.
Just what you got.
You know what? I like this Burberry belt because, like, I don't think any AEW championship title was customized before MJF, right?
No.
The
Other than the
TNTs were all
TNT
different.
titles.
So I like the yeah. I like and he's still keeping up with the whole Burberry thing. And until MJF did it, there was like no luxurious brand that was associated to any belt, you know, in any promotion. So I like that factor. So I'll give it definitely A. But you know what? Looking at it at first glance, it kind of has like the same dimensions as the $1 Million Man money belt, doesn't it?
Yeah, it starts real big with the S's get smaller as the dollars.
Yeah,
smaller as
right.
they go
And
out,
like
yeah.
with the corners and everything.
The
But yeah,
leather's
I have to
shaped
give
a
it
lot
A.
like the retro women's title too. How I talked about how it's almost kind of diamond cut.
Yes,
some.
yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Everybody hates
But
on
I
that
like it.
dollar belt.
Everybody has a price.
But I like this
Yeah.
title though.
So what are we
I like
going to
this
give it?
title.
Somewhere in C+, B- range?
Yeah.
I'll give it A+ for me. A+ for me.
Okay, so we'll
And
definitely.
I think it shoots it up to like a B then, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we'll put it in the B, right above the Berg.
Beep, 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 beep.
All right, guys. I think we've done about all the damage we can do. I'm definitely going to have to do a part 2 of this because we did 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10,
Yeah,
11,
'cause-
12, 13, 14. We did 15 titles tonight, and I still have 12 that we didn't even
Oh
get
my
to.
god.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's nice.
So that was
So amazing.
we'll, yeah, we'll
Because
definitely be rolling a part
the
2.
Ruthless Aggression era had like the best belts. The
We didn't
Ruthless
get to
Aggression
the
era.
big gold belt. We didn't get to the 10 pounds of gold. We didn't get to the undisputed title, the IWGP World titles, either of their current or their women's title. Like, we still have a ton of titles to get through. But I'm not going to make you guys stick around all night. This is everybody's favorite part of the episode, though, because I don't have to say anything. Katie, plug your stuff. Tell everybody where to find you.
All the things I've done this week. You can follow me on Twitter at KateRastin13. The link tree I'm about to get all things ShElite Showcase, twitch.tv/ShElite Showcase, typically Thursday, 6 p.m. Eastern, youtube.com/ShElite Showcase. Watch the videos because they're way more entertaining. Anchor, Spotify, Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, if you like to listen. ShElite Showcase is the brand and the weekly show. Inside the Mind of, there's not going to be a new episode tomorrow because I've been busy this week. Doing Creation Conversation, my show, Quarterly Pod, doing a Backlash show. At Raw. I did a draft with Vince, which I'm not sure if it's actually out yet or not. But I smoked him. I just need verification from everybody when the post come up.
Yeah, sure.
You greatly appreciate it. And then right before this, I did Young Kings Wrestling. So I've been a busy woman this week, so you can check me out on all of those things. Thank you.
Jess, what's going on at Get Show?
Well, we just dropped an episode that also had you on there where we did our own. We drafted our own wrestlers from all over the promotion, made our own promotion. You know what I'm saying? So we did that in our sweaty session. We're gonna be recording another episode soon where the sweaty session is gonna be like, what hip hop or celebrity person would you want to see wrestle? And then soon, probably Marks and Mike's is gonna be doing an episode soon. So look out for that, y'all.
Bakley, what you got going on at CageMyIQ and the Bloodline stuff?
Yeah, this past week I did of course, Backlash. Pick some predictions. I do a different spiel around it. I do like the bet and odds version. Now that their WWE is getting conversed into the betting world now, so I do betting odds show on that. I did my UFC 288. And of course, the other two shows that I'm on New Japan Pro Wrestling Weekly. It's me and Ivan. We break down New Japan. We got the best of the Super Juniors coming up starting this Friday. So we're going to be breaking down the whole tournament. Thankfully, it's only 2 weeks because if it was anything like the G1, we'd be here 2.5 hours every day almost. So we're going to be doing that. Usually we go on Saturday, so you can expect something not this Saturday, but the following Saturday. And then we also do the MMA hour on Wednesday nights. We're going to be doing a recap of UFC 288, which just took place last night.
Sweet. Al?
You can find me on Instagram, Twitter, and TikTokies at justagirl918. I'm trying to get things caught up and us be less busy so that I can actually roll the Boss Bitch Power Hour. I need to find a co-host, Katie, for the Boss Bitch Power Hour. So yeah, I am also trying to find time to get back on the comic, but I've been really busy with my 1,000,001 other side hustles. I've had a bunch of photography gigs this past weekend and next weekend, and so it's getting warm outside, so things are happening with that. So yeah, I think that's all I got.
Well, I just posted the Discord link in the chat. If you are a Discord type person, click that, join our Discord. You'll start seeing some updates there when we go live, when our friends go live, what's going on. If you're a Discord person, join the conversation. I mentioned it earlier. I'll mention it again. Thanks to Angry Lemonade as a sponsor of Botched, Bots, and Chair Shots. You can find all of our merch at angrylemonade.com/Bots, Bots, and Chair Shots. That shop will be up and running this coming week. Trivia this coming Thursday. We got Justin and Alex from Perched on the Top Rope. And I'm doing a subathon next week. I'm going to stream for about 36 hours. There's going to be some stuff going on. Check out on Twitter. There's going to be some rules to where you can add time to my stream to see if you want me to go. I'm going to be doing everything from watching some public domain Memphis wrestling to streaming some Fortnite and playing some retro video games. So, God help me after Sunday night, because after Botched, Bots, and Chair Shots, I'll be alive for the next 36 hours. We're raising money for our trip to the Crockett Cup in June next month to go see the NWA. But You know, it's time. I'm gonna do my shout outs. Follow the Wrestle Talk Wolfpack. Follow Free Talk Wrestling. Follow Wrestling with the Truth and Ted the Hillbilly Hill. Follow MATTRIDDER Matt Ritter at Smacking It Raw. SES Vince. Follow my boy Best Gout Machine. Follow the I-70 Hot Tag. Those guys are doing a giveaway right now too for an old NWA belt. Super primo. Check them out. Follow the Broken Wrestling Podcast. That's Haley. She's British. She does a lot of stuff revolving around mental health. She's adorable. Has the cutest kid on the planet. And also, super important, follow our boy Justin _Hill Tactics. If you like any intro music you hear on our show, on Katie's show, on Get Show, on Smacking It Raw, pretty much everybody, Hill Tactics is the man. Justin Jaylan on the beats.
Follow Just in Time.
Follow Just in Time. Justin's always here. Justin is super clutch.
Just in Time 211.
Follow him too. Follow
Yes,
all
indeed.
of our friends. But now, as we close another episode of Botched, and Chair Shots, I'll take a minute. Thank you for listening. Remind you to go wherever you do anything on the internet. Like, follow, subscribe, unsubscribe, then subscribe again. Leave a comment telling me how great I am or how terrible I sound. Either way, it helps the algorithm. It helps find new listeners. If you're feeling really generous to be one of the VIP people, head over to patreon.com and donate to the Rivet City Radio Podcast Network. You get some fantastic swag. We get some fantastic guests. It's a win-win for Katie Kinsey, Katie Wrestling 13, for my boy Juss from the Get Show Podcast, and my man Bakley from CagemyIQ. As always, the boss bitch. I am the Will Gray. Thanks for stopping by and listening, my people.
Bye-bye.